ranking every free agent on a tier list. Well, not everyone, the ones that matter. These are like the top 50-ish guys that we consider free agents right now. We have elite, all-star, good, average, and mid. You guys know the drill. Me and James are going to talk about each player, tell you where we rank them, and you can let us know in the comment section if you hate the rankings or if you love them. We'd love to hear if you're feeling positive about what we're doing over here. Also, big shout out to you guys. The support's been insane on the last few videos, so we really appreciate it. Can't wait to be bringing you more content all baseball offseason. James, we've got a banger to start it off with here. Adrian Hauser, where are we putting him?
Adrian Hazard, for me, has to go in the mid tier. I know there was a long portion of last year where the ERA looked really crispy and shiny, but kind of came back to earth by the end. And you can't rely on him to be a major league starting pitcher if you intend to win baseball games.
Yeah, no, he is your fifth starter if you were a team that doesn't have any starting pitching. He's not a guy that you want getting major innings. I agree. Adrian Hauser goes in the mid tier. This next guy, not so much mid. Good baseball player, Alex Bregman. I'm stuck between all-star and elite, but because of how bad the second half was and because of how much his game really does rely on the ballpark that he plays in, I'm kind of leaning for the all-star tier.
That's why I was going to try and swing you below a lead. I would even say it's actually more so between all star and good, just because I think
Whoa.
it does matter a lot for Alex Bregman where he winds up. He's going to be a very good defensive third baseman. I know he's probably going to hit for a decent average, but you're getting 25 homers. You're getting your hope for an 800 OPS with Bregman moving forward.
So then that is a good point. Where do you think we should put him? We think put him in all-star for now?
I'd like to start him an all star. I still think he's a relatively all star caliber player, but I do think if Alex Bregman winds up signing with a team that we think he can sign with, who's hot after him last year, like the Detroit Tigers, like you're looking at a 750 OPS third baseman with 21 homers and hopefully still good defense.
Yeah, fair. All right, next up we've got Austin Hayes, a bit of a platoon merchant. Got some boosts to his offensive numbers because where he played last year, he feels like in the average or mid tier for me.
I would put him in the average tier, but there's also kind of the anti Bregman argument where if Austin Hayes didn't play for the Reds last year, I don't know how nice all these stats would have looked at. He doesn't really hit the ball particularly hard. Has okay bat speed, not perfect plate discipline or swing decisions. I'm kind of talking myself back into average now they keep saying it, but I still think he's a bad starting caliber player on like a bad team.
Yeah, like you don't want Austin Hayes getting 500 plate appearances. I guess that's probably why he's more average than
Yeah,
in the good tier.
because again, I think Austin Hayes can be the fourth outfielder on quite a good team. Like if the Dodgers had Austin Hayes instead of Michael Conforto, he would have gotten legitimate World Series plate appearances. But on again, a team like the Reds, he gets 500. It changes things.
All right, next up, Bo Bichette had a really good season. I don't think he can play shortstop. I don't think defensively he's ever going to be very strong at any position, probably in the infield, just based on how he plays. But he mashes. He hits really well, hits for average, has enough pop in that bat to be a like 20 home run a year guy. That's kind of how he gets on base too, as being a hyper contact player. I'm stuck between all star and good because of his defensive value, but offensively, he's definitely in the all star tier.
We also don't know if he has bad defensive value at second. I know he was terrible
Fair.
at short, and he will be terrible at short if someone plays him there again. But I think he can be quite a good second baseman. I think something that also really pushes me towards Bo Bichette this offseason, especially it seems like he might command a 6, 7, possibly 8 year deal. He's only 27. He's a very young free
True.
agent. I think that really works in Bo Bichette's favor, where you're confident you got 4 more really good seasons of Bo Bichette. I think that leans me towards All Star here.
Okay, I'm cool with it. Yeah, because I mean the bat is that good. The bat's fantastic. It's just always trying to figure out the defensive value. But truthfully, you pay for bat when you go to the free agent market.
No doubt.
Brandon Woodruff. This one's tough. It's screaming good to me. I think at Brandon Woodruff's peak, he was an all-star, maybe even close to an elite starter, but losing the velo, having the injury history, he's almost a bit of a flyer guy right now that you're hoping you can get 100-ish innings out of next season.
Innings, I'm really more comfortable with the innings based on how he came back. I know that injury again at the end of the season hurt his value, definitely hurt the Brewers team, but I was impressed by how he transformed himself as a pitcher coming back, knowing he wasn't going to have that velocity, working in a new cutter, finding his command, was usually the scary thing with a pitcher coming back from serious injury like he came back from, and having the strikeout stuff. Like the fact that he had
Yeah.
again, it was only a 60 inning sample, but somehow the highest strikeout rate in a single season of his career. Because, like you said, he used to push that elite tier. Like Brandon Woodruff used to be a bona fide one,
Dog.
and definitely not that anymore. But I'm kind of still with you and hesitating to call him an all star.
Yeah, I think until he proves it over a full season, Right now, he's good, and he's probably going to sign a short-term deal as well.
I think so.
Carlos Santana. As much as I respect Carlos Santana as a player, I don't think you feel comfortable with him starting on your team at any position. To me, Carlos Santana just is kind of mid nowadays.
Yeah, at this point in his career, I think that's very fair. Even though he still's got a little glove over there first, I think he still plays like a cat
He's a guy who I want on my bench. I don't want playing every day.
for sure.
Cedric Mullins, kind of the similar ilk. Not very good. Although in the corner he might be better, but the arm is weak. The defense was not as strong with the Mets, and maybe you just have a sour taste, but the hitting was so bad.
Yeah, if there was a tier below mid, I'd be happy to put him there. But he's squarely in the mid tier based on what we got available.
How about Chris Bassett, James? Where do you think we should be considering him?
Chris Bass is fun. I just also this might be the recency bias of how great we just saw him pitch in the World Series and through the playoffs, especially out of the bullpen. I still want to call him good, especially because there's such a beautiful value on innings that you have to look for when you're seeking starting pitchers on the free agent market. And Chris Bass has just proven to have the rubber arm, 30 starts every single year. It's never going to be like pretty. Like I don't think Chris Bass is ever going to have a 3.4 ERA ever again, but he could definitely work his way to a 3.7 over 175 innings. And that is good, but do you think that's more average than good? You tell me.
I think I'll give him good because, again, throws like 100 pitches. He gives you the innings, like you mentioned. He's going to be reliable. And on the free agent market, that's sometimes hard to find. He's less of a flyer guy, but more of a floor guy. You know what you're going to get with Chris Bassett. And I think most teams would sign up for it. So I'm cool with putting him in good.
And this is a good chance for us to even talk about the difference of a guy like Woodruff and Bassett, both sitting next to each other in this tier, where we both would agree that Woodruff has a higher ceiling. I'd
Yes.
rather have Woodruff pitching game 2 or game 3 of my playoff series next year. But there's just something about Bassett almost being guaranteed to throw more innings than Brandon Woodruff that if it's a better fit for you and your club, you just might need the Bassett more than the Woodruff. It's very much a beauty in the eye of the beholder as to which of these two guys who are calling good are better.
Bassett gets you there in the regular season. Woodruff might win you some games.
Yeah, again, some teams might need one or the other of those options.
Cody Bellinger. This guy's kind of a hot topic because the underlying stuff doesn't look great. Like if you look at his Baseball Savant page, it's not pretty, but he's put up 2 years in a row of pretty good numbers and he's good defensively, plays the outfield, can play first base. I like Cody Bellinger. I do think, though, he's probably closer to the good tier than he is all-star. Is that crazy to say?
I don't think that's crazy, but now I'm struggling with the distinction
I
between
know,
Bregman and Bellinger because
because
both
they
of
feel
these guys
similar.
very similar in the fact that a lot of their power output moving forward will be determined by the ballpark they wind up in. While both still make excellent swing decisions, both are really boasting that play discipline. I think both will be, I mean, Bregman more so than Bellinger, great on base guys. And Bellinger just is not a center fielder anymore. I think if you want to make him a center fielder on your team, I think you'll be slightly disappointed in the results. But I think if you want to make him a corner guy, I think he'd be awesome there. So it is kind of the same archetype as Bregman's. Now I'm kind of hesitating on that.
Okay, I'll put him in all-star. I mean, 30 home runs this year, 100 RBI, steals bases, 800 OPS. That's an all-star caliber player.
I mean, I'm still thinking about him in good, but I guess he's light All Star caliber player. But again, if Cody Bellinger winds up on the Seattle Mariners, what's his line look like next year?
Probably like 20, similar to Bregman, 21, 750 OPS. It's like
Yeah,
almost identical.
and Bellinger spent that year in the Cubs. It was 18-9. Again, he got hurt and missed some of that time. But he wasn't even a 3-win player. I can't put not a 3-win player in the All Star tier.
But last year with the Yankees, he was a 5-win player.
That's what I'm saying. So again,
Yeah.
that's the range. That's the range that's directly between All Star and good that both Bregman and Bellinger happen to be sitting on.
I'll be honest, I don't know why I put Danny Jansen on here. I
I
think
don't
we're
know
just going to
either.
quickly say mid.
Yeah, sure. Put him in mid. Got the goggles.
Devin Williams, this is a real conversation now because I think ceiling-wise, obviously could be elite again. I think there's no doubt in my mind Devin Williams could go back to being one of the better relievers in Major League Baseball. The problem is ever since Pete Alonso hit that home run off of him in the wild card, he's been complete dog shit.
I will say, I want to get a split for Devin Williams right now in the second half because I do think that he really evened himself out. Okay, it wasn't exactly second half. August was still a rough month for Devin Williams, but let's look right now. The fun with splits. The last 6 weeks of the season, it was a 0.55 FIP, a 2.6 ERA, and a 16K per nine, which would translate to, because everyone
The
knows
old.
we love strikeout rate, 46% strikeout rate over Devin Williams' last, just to get one more little stat on here, his last 17 innings pitched, those are his last 18 appearances. That tells me there's still the guy in there. I can't
Yeah.
call him elite or all-star, but I might still be ready to call him good.
I'm ready to call him good too. I think one season with the Yankees, struggling like that. For guys who talk about sample size all the time and how relievers ERA is so volatile, it'd probably be kind of against everything we ever say to put him anywhere lower than good.
Truthfully. And I think that this offseason, he will be regarded by the league still as a good reliever. I think that's what
Yes,
we're kind of trying to track here.
100%. Dustin May.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too. I'm so done with Dustin May. I have no interest in this guy. He can be good somewhere. He might end up being there. And watching him pitch, you still don't understand how he's so bad, but he's mid to me. I'm tired of him.
What if I told you Dustin May was just going to be a reliever? What if I told you that
Then
now all of a sudden Dustin May is throwing 97-mile-an-hour sinkers?
that I'd probably say good.
So that's probably what the distinction is. 'Cause I think if you want to make him a starter, I think he probably is kind of ass. But it's just I don't know. He also spent all of last year with two of the best teams for short term professional pitching development, and no one could even come close to unlocking him. It's just rough. It's like he's trying to throw too many of these damn sinkers and sweepers to the lefties, and he's probably not going to be able to be better unless the color really comes to fruition, like the Red Sox tried to do with him.
Where do you think we should put him, James? Is average maybe the spot? Because if he's a reliever, he probably is better.
No, we're still putting him mid. There's no
Okay.
indication he's going to be a
Okay.
reliever. He's based on the guy we know we got. He's not good.
How about Dylan Cease? Oh my God. All these
Ugh.
guys are so complicated because Dylan Cease, the stuff's elite. We know he can be an elite starting pitcher, but holy shit, 2025 was a nightmare. It was terrible in a contract year to shit down his leg like he did. So annoying, so frustrating, but also he's probably going to be good.
So can I read you Dylan Cease's ERAs per season since he became a regular starting pitcher in 2021, like a full time guy?
Yeah, I know. It's going to be annoying.
He's like the next iteration of the San Francisco Giants because 2021 odd year 3.91, 2022 even year 2.20, 2023 odd year 4.58,
God.
which is oddly higher than it was this past season. People forget about that very conveniently that last year with the White Sox. 2024 3.47 and 2025 4.55. Funniest part about that, he made at least 32 starts in all 5 of those seasons. And he's still
literally on the mound
oscillated
all
that
the
much up
time.
and down. It's just, he's so Jekyll and Hyde. He's one of the most difficult pitchers in all of baseball to track who he is, who we want him to be, and who he's going to be. It's just he's such a headache, but he still has such a good ceiling.
We could literally there's in any given year he could be in the elite tier, he could be in the mid tier. Does that probably put him in the good all-star? Where do we put him, James? You're the pitching guy. Help me out.
You know how much I hate 2-pitch pitchers too, and
I
how this is
know.
like something I really just can't stand, especially a guy like Cease. If you're a 2-pitch pitcher, you got to have great command. Usually it's not how it goes, but that's how I'd like it to go. And a guy like Cease, one of those pitches doesn't work, he's fucked. I loved last year. He's tried to work on a changeup, and it was like he would just start floating him in for like a month straight. He's like, I'm just going to quit this. I'd still call him. You call him good though. The fact that Bassett's sitting there,
It's
we almost have to
crazy.
move. We almost have to move Bassett down. Then we almost have to start realigning some rankings.
Yeah.
I
Man,
don't know if I call Cease an all star.
he's too volatile. That's the problem.
Do you want to call him good and then move Bassett down a tier? But then I think we're disrespectful to Bassett calling him average.
But
Cease almost
maybe
needs his
but
own tier,
maybe
the chaos
but,
tier.
but maybe Bassett is average because he is your fourth or fifth starter and he gets moved to the bullpen in the playoffs. So maybe that's just kind of what it is.
I guess because we're kind of giving Bassett that bump of good for what we're thinking of as reliability of innings. Maybe should we just not be caring about that as much? Should we only be looking at this for winning, or should we look at this for getting? Like it's
Or is this a value conversation? Or just straight up how good are these players? Like where in the grand scheme of starting pitchers, where would you put Chris Bassett on this tier list right now?
in the grant again. It's different because sometimes you do think about ceiling with conversations like this, and you and I
Yeah.
always talk about our difference in how we view these things and whether or not we want to be ceiling guys, floor guys, or guys who are in the middle, just evaluating this stuff. And but it's true. Like you tell me right now that next year Chris Bassett throws more innings and has a lower ERA than Dylan Cease, that wouldn't be the most shocking thing. But if you tell me next year Dylan Cease is a top 10 value pitcher in baseball, I also wouldn't be shocked.
I
So
wouldn't be shocked either.
I guess that spread we gotta give him all star just because we're being a little
Okay.
bit we're being a little tight with all this stuff again. And again, we can move these things around as we go along here. If you guys are clicking
Yes.
off the video because you hate that we made Dylan Cease an all star, wait 10 minutes because we might take him off.
Yeah, we might move him. All right. This next guy, though, this is so
This is
easy.
easy.
One of the easiest ones of the entire video. Elite.
Edwin Diaz elite. He might be, as relative to his own position, the most elite guy on this entire board of ever any free agent this offseason, which is why he's opting out, which sucks for us as Mets fans. But he's still probably the best 2 or 3 closers in baseball. No question about that. And he will do that for a few more years.
Yeah, he's so damn good. He strikes out At the worst, 40% of the batters that come to the plate, nobody scores any runs off of him. We love Edwin Diaz. Please come back to New York Mets. Emilio Pagan. Great season. I don't know how much I rely on him being a good closer like that in the future, but maybe I love Emilio Pagan in the eighth inning as opposed to getting the last 3 outs of a game for me.
I still think he's a really good reliever though. Like guy
I
like Emilio Pagan is it's a good reliever.
Well, I was going to put him in good. I wasn't going to say
Okay,
anywhere
yeah.
below there, but I don't think he's in this all-star tier.
What do you think his strikeout rate was last year?
If I had to guess,
Yeah,
28%.
30. What do you think his average
Okay.
fastball velo was?
94.
96.
Okay. Got a little juice.
Something
Got a
there.
little juice.
That's Emilio Pagan, who again I think he can be a seventh, eighth inning guy for a strong playoff team easily.
Yeah. And I guess it just depends what team wants to pay him or what he wants to be like.
Also, weirdly, lefty hitter.
He's a lefty hitter.
Lefty hitter.
How do we even have that info?
That's my baseball reference.
All right, whatever. Lefty hitting Emilio Pagan. How about the right-handed hitting Eugenio Suarez? This guy, oh my God, this is an annoying hitter to rank because talk about oscillation of play from him. Power's insane, goes through stretches where he's useless at the plate, but he's still going to hit 40 home runs a year. That's probably in the all-star tier.
This is the hitter Dylan Cease kind of.
Kind of, yeah, in a way.
In a weird way. He's done the same thing. He's kind of just meandered through his career of these amazing years and these awful years. I still kind of hesitate to put him all-star though. I really do.
Ooh, okay,
The way
really?
the way the second half went this year, the way you're not really relying on anything with the glove, the way that he loses focus sometimes in terms of situational hitting. While he'll make the grand slam to come through in a big spot, sometimes he just doesn't really hit that fly ball or had that base hit to come through.
He was so bad defensively this year. His defense goes crazy too. He has years where he's great defensively, years where he's horrible.
and he didn't even have a 300 on base percentage. You can't be an all-star without 300 on base
Okay.
percentage. No
No,
way.
he can't be. You're right. You're right. Put him in
Can't
good.
be. Still a good player. Still a really good player, but that's it.
Framber Valdez, James, pitching guy. I love Framber. He's definitely all-star. There's no doubt that's the
Yeah.
absolute floor. Is he elite though?
I would go all-star instead of elite. Like, this is another thing where you're buying the innings kind of here. And the fact Framber's got the fifth most in 2021, and that comes with 5 years combined, cumulative 3.20 ERA. And that's also with the highest ground ball rate in baseball, 62%. It's just the erraticness sometime with Framber. And like, it is nice how he's gained a lot of confidence in his curveball over the last few years, has become more of a strikeout pitcher for him, but it's just some days you just don't know which Framber you're getting. And this again, it's the same thing where now I see Dylan Cease next to Framber, makes me knock down Cease because
know,
Framber
right?
has been consistent but doesn't have the highs.
So you want to put Cease in good?
I'm down to move Cease down to good. We said we would do 10 minutes, it only took us like 3.
Put him in good. Put him in good. I'm good with this though. I'm not making any changes as of right now. We still have some more guys to go through though. Gary Sanchez, quick, mid.
Yeah, mid. Gary Sanchez don't got it no more.
Gleyber Torres. I think Gleyber is going to be like one of the better deals that you can sign on the market right now because he's not going to cost you very much, and he's good, especially because second base it's a weak position. That being said, I don't know how much better than good you could make an argument for him though.
I think he's good is a great place to have him because similar to what we're talking about with guys like Framber and Cease, like sometimes Gleyber just, especially defensively, for all the physical abilities he has and how good, well regarded of a defender he came up as, like that's the thing that for some reason is not as consistent with, especially the middle infield position. You really like second baseman to be very consistent, but I do trust Gleyber to be a nice 340, 350 on base guy moving forward. Like you pop him into the 2 or the 6 hole, like you feel very confident about the at bats that Gleyber Torres is giving you, despite not having the prodigious power we thought he'd have when he was a young player.
Yeah, he's a good player. He will make your team better. He's just not going to be someone that you're like, wow, Gleyber Torres, he's up there with some of the best second basemen in the game.
Good year to need a second baseman, though.
It is. There's a lot of good ones available. Ha-Sung Kim. Oh, man. I love Ha-Sung Kim. Didn't see much of him last year because of the injury. Obviously has a phenomenal glove at shortstop. Has hit about league average usually for his career. Another guy who I feel like is great for the good tier.
Yeah, this is kind of a thing where there might be a weird curve we have to grade shortstops on because while we just said there's a million second basemen out there, it's hard to find a shortstop in Major League Baseball these days. And Kim just represents one of the possibly safer ones because you do rely on that glove. He didn't grade well there last year, but the sample is small, so we'll cut him some slack for that. And the arm came back after it was the shoulder injury, I believe he had, correct? The fact that he was able to throw with near league average arm strength, that gives me confidence he can still be a defensive shortstop.
All right. Moving
I
on to the
still
next guy. Oh,
that's why I put him in average.
really?
Yeah.
What if you put him at
He's
second
not gonna
base? You
hit.
think he's that much worse than Glaber?
Yeah, he's not gonna hit like Glaber. No way.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think anymore. I mean, I guess we haven't seen him have a real full season since a really good one 2 years ago. But I don't really trust the bat in any way, shape, or form. Like, what you think he has any chance to go over 750 OPS, Ha-Sung Kim?
No.
I think that's just an average player. Then, if
Okay.
you're a slightly above average defender and a slightly below average hitter, you're average.
Yeah, you're talking me into it. It has been a couple years since we saw him get close to 750 OPS, and it's just he is a guy that you are just going, let's get a good shortstop defensively. That's pretty much it.
You're like, well, we want him to hit seventh or eighth. No,
Yeah,
there's no even chance. If he's near the top of your lineup, you're like, oh, this is a
you're fucked.
disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to the playoffs.
Harrison Bader. Love Harrison Bader. Think what we saw offensively was sticky. I think he's going to be 750 OPS guy, which is really good, especially with that defense. That being said, in the grand scheme of baseball, in the grand scheme of players, he's a good player to have on your team. You feel confident with him in center field. He makes your team better.
Definitely. You thinking it's sticky is also something that I think is against the grain of what other people are talking about right now. I see a lot of
I
people talking
know.
about how that was the aberration, but the bat speed was real. That was something that legitimately did happen. If that's holds, like he can hang there.
Yeah, I know a lot of people think that, because of swings and misses so much, he strikes out. But now, like he's always done that. So the fact that he's hitting the ball harder now and hitting it more consistently harder, that to me feels like the bat's gonna be around for a little bit longer than we think. And the glove is obviously one of the best in center field in baseball.
Totally. I think that having that as the calling card will always keep him at least kind of good.
At the moment of recording, we don't know if Jorge Polanco will be a free agent. We think he probably will be. So take that with a grain of salt. James, where are you putting Jorge Polanco?
I don't know. This is the kind of time where you fear the things that we saw most recently could affect our analysis. Where Jorge Polanco had a great start to the season, kind of fell off the whole middle, came
Yep.
back pretty nicely towards the end though, and then he, of course, carried that into the playoffs like we saw. It's a bad defensive second baseman though, who has decent quality of contact, approaching his mid 30s. Is he good or is he average, Mark? I don't know.
I think he's good. He still did hit 26 home runs this year, 800 OPS. I think he's in that 750 OPS range. So to me,
Yeah,
that's good,
yeah,
especially at the second base position.
that's true.
I think that's good.
I think also we should amend. We should probably push Bassett down to average.
Okay, moving
While I'm
back
looking at
down
these
to
tiers
average.
now, it kind of fits better with the players he's around.
Josh Bell,
Ugh,
mid.
mid.
That one's easy.
Yeah.
Josh Naylor. This is a good conversation to
Ooh,
have.
it's a
This
fun
is a
one.
tough one, James. This is a tough one. I know you've been going back and forth about what to think about this guy. He's definitely, in terms of first baseman, he's not in the upper class, but he is definitely that next tier below them.
So I wrote an article about Pete Alonso for NBC Sports, which I read for like most of my job. And I told you this before we started recording. Only 3 first basemen in the entire league have a 3-year contract or more. And they were first basemen at the time of signing. It's Freddie Freeman, Matt Olson, of course, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. It's just rare to give guys that look like this and play this position long-term deals. If teams are willing to give these guys long-term deals, like Josh Naylor's he's never sniffed an all-star. He just can't. He's a really good player, but he's just not an all-star to me.
I think in a season he can have all-star production, but I don't think he's an all-star player. Is that insane to say?
No, it's not. Especially because I fear the guys like Naylor, who, while the swing decisions aren't bad because of how aggressive he is on pitches in the zone, the heart of the zone, it's like when a guy chases this much, he's only 28, so it's not a big deal right now. I get so scared about where the ebbs and flows of a season's worth of production could be for a guy like that, especially when it doesn't hit the most home runs or just has crazy oscillations versus power and average. It's just his chaoticness makes me not believe he's like an all-star caliber player like these other guys were above him.
Someone I would love to sign to a 2-year deal, but anything over that, I'm like, Josh Naylor, I don't know about it. Like, he's
Yeah.
just, again, I don't think he's in the same tier as those guys in All-Star.
No, sadly not.
JT Realmuto, sadly, just not the same player, but because the catcher position is still so, I don't want to say weak because we have really good catchers now, but there is, again, a big drop off. I think he's probably, oh man, is he average now?
It's hard to. I mean, first of all, it's just pour one out for JT Realmuto because we just had 7 straight years where you could have given an argument that he was nearly the best catcher in baseball.
Yeah.
And in a dramatic fashion with everything with Kyle Raleigh's done here. More like Contreras the year before, but just you still get a pretty solid defensive player with JT Realmuto. You can't take that away from him. Like the way
Yeah,
the
I mean,
guy
he's
still
great at
is.
throwing guys out, and that's the big thing right now. His framing went to shit, but he was throwing out everybody who's running on him.
Yeah, still being that good in the running game at this age, still having the peak athleticism, still finding enough with the bat, kind of. It's just in that ballpark though,
700
and
OPS this year is tough.
I know it is tough. I still see average bat speed. I still think that maybe there's a 720 OPS for JT Realmuto. Like how many catchers last year even had a 720 OPS?
Probably
Actually,
not
last year
many.
was a great year for the catchers. I actually might be taking that back for a second. I'm gonna load it up right now. Just give you guys the list. Every single qualifies like 10 qualified catchers in the whole damn league, but JT Realmuto lowest OPS of any qualified catcher in the league. So that well, I'm
But
really eating my
maybe
own
also
words here.
that's a key to him is like, yo, stop playing him for like 130 games. Like he can't do that. He's 34.
Yeah, 550 plate appearances last year is kind of obscene for someone of his age and how many innings he's caught. He had 125 more plate appearances than Will Smith.
Like you probably get him 450 plate appearances, and he probably does get to that 720 OPS like you mentioned.
Yeah, but I think that still kind of makes him average.
Okay, yeah, I'm happy to put him there. That's fine. I mean, he's 34, going to be 35 at the catcher
Yeah,
position. That's still pretty damn good. Justin Verlander, dude's still kicking. Don't think he's got
somehow.
really anything left in the tank, but he's going to pitch. Where are you putting him, James?
Guy's dying to get to 300 wins, but I do not know if he has the 2 years left in by his body to do it. He's sadly mid now. It hurts me to do that, but he just is.
Yeah, he's dying there. He's like, please just let me get
Let me stay
more
around.
starts. It's crazy. The Giants won a bunch of games this year. They just couldn't win his starts.
Yeah, which is a shame for him. Like I want him to get to 300 wins, but he's gonna have to spend a year on like the Pirates to do it.
Fun little conversation here. Kazuma Okamoto. How are we going to rank one of the Japanese players coming over? Because he's a guy who might not have the heights that we've seen of Munetaka Murakami, but he's hit 30 home runs in the MPB. He's got probably a higher floor than Murakami, but a much lower ceiling. To me, probably in the good tier, right?
I think he's pretty comfortably in the good tier, and I'm hoping that we can find just more about batted ball data on Okamoto, just find out a lot because we know defensively he's tremendous. Like people are confident in his ability to both play first base, third base, and even possibly corner outfield. So the fact that he can be this kind of Swiss Army knife that didn't strike out much in the MPB last year, drew a few walks, like there's something there where you can squint and see a player that again sneaks into that 5 win range.
Yeah,
Don't know
no.
enough yet. Got to see it happen first, but I think he's comfortably good.
Yeah, I'm cool with him there. I'm really interested to see how his game translates over to the major leagues because the conversation this whole offseason is going to be between Okamoto and Murakami. Okamoto's going to be cheaper, but maybe he has a better first season. That's something we'll have to wait and see. Kenley Jansen. Where are we putting old Kenley? Old 38-year-old Kenley Jansen, James.
I think he still has to be good. Like, if not all star, like Anthony Jansen has not really slowed down at all. This past season was his best in the last few years. He had a whip under one. When I see a reliever with the whip under one, that's like a clear and definite, like, you still got it kind of thing for me.
Yeah. No, I think he's all-star. I don't think he's elite anymore because the K rate is not the level of that of an elite closer, elite reliever. But you mentioned he doesn't put guys on base. He doesn't walk anybody. He doesn't put them on base. 2.59 ERA as well on the year with the Angels. That's a fantastic season. He's still got it until he doesn't.
Yeah, I was still gonna say maybe sneak down to good because of that K rate, that strikeout stuff. It's just he is still awesome. He's doing that like crazy ass Mariano Rivera thing, which is you know the pitch I'm throwing, you just probably can't hit it.
Yeah, hit my cutter. I threw it
One
82%
pitch,
of the time. You can't
yeah,
hit it.
it's amazing. She's the man.
Kyle Schwarber.
Mm.
This one is weird because of the position he plays.
Or
Strictly
doesn't.
offensively, he's elite. And that's the only thing he does, right?
So I guess that might make him elite. But here's a question for you: if you're gonna call him elite, how long of a contract would you sign him for comfortably?
I mean, they're throwing out some crazy numbers that he's going to get like a 5-year deal. I think he's going to want a 5-year deal. I would comfortably sign him to 3. I'd feel good. I'd give him 3 for 90 if he wanted that. Anything above there, I feel a little bit awkward just because we know the power will drop off at some point. It has to. It's done it with every single player in baseball, essentially, except Barry Bonds. So,
I wonder why.
yeah, I wonder why. I mean, right now he still is elite, though.
He is. You get so worried with a guy like him where, I mean, 2 years ago, he battled under 200. Like, everyone just kind of forgot that. And I know these last 2 years have been amazing. They have been kind of similar. 56 home runs is 56 home runs. You can't say shit about that. But just
No.
35-year-old Kyle Schwarber, I think, looks a lot different than 33-year-old Kyle Schwarber. But you're signing 33-year-old Kyle Schwarber. So I guess that just still makes him elite. Like, that bat speed, you got 3 more years this elite bat speed. So you got to use it.
Yes, I think that's why he goes there. And then also joining him up there, Kyle Tucker. Obviously elite in terms of players, free agents, everything. Kyle Tucker is elite. He's a criminally underrated player. Had a weird season with the Cubs. Everything's weird in Chicago. I don't know. That organization's bizarre. I think Kyle Tucker getting to the Dodgers or the Phillies or wherever he ends up signing, we're going to see him return back to that MVP form.
Yeah, I'm gonna Bill Simmons you for a second. Do you feel like people are disrespecting Kyle Tucker right now?
I do feel like people are disrespecting
Kind
Kyle
of.
Tucker. Like he's so good. Everybody who comes from Houston, if you're gonna go play in Chicago at Wrigley, you're gonna suffer offensively because the corners are not the Crawford boxes and they're not the right field that you have at Minute Maid Park. What's it called now? Daikin Park?
Daikin Park.
What a horrible name for a stadium. Minute Maid was so much cooler. But like Kyle Tucker on the Dodgers next year, he's probably gonna hit like 35 home runs, driving 110 and having 920 OPS. He's fucking sick.
Dude, Kyle Tucker, since 2021, so we have years of this data. The 277, 365, 514 triple slash with the 11th highest OPS in baseball. And while missing significant time due to injury, especially in 2024, the 10th most WAR accumulated during that time. Like, this is truthfully one of the 15 best position players in the whole league. I don't think people realize that right now. Like, there were free agency projections that came out the other day. It had Kyle Tucker and Bo Bichette's total dollars on their contract not that far apart. Like, it's
Yeah, which is brain dead.
I think right now we're collectively kind of missing the point of what we're supposed to do on a baseball field. And that's hit the ball hard and advance guys, get the ball over the fence. And Kyle Tucker does those things better than almost any guy in the league.
He's also got an on base percentage the last 3 years that's approaching 400. So
That's awesome.
Like, what the fuck else do we want from this guy? He's sick.
He is. Again, he's going to get ridiculous. I think by the teams are going to hip to this. I think he will get near a $400 million contract. But seeing these projections low on him and high on every other guy in the league, I can't figure it out.
Where's your boy Lucas Giolito go? You're like one of his biggest haters.
I can't stand this guy. I really don't like watching him pitch, but I guess he's still not bad. Like, he's still probably at least good. Like, I'd be a real hater to call him an average pitcher at this point, especially when I know maybe I should be a hater. Maybe I should call him average. Maybe that should be the take I stand on this. Like, you could convince me I'd rather have Bassett than Giolito at this point in their careers.
I think he goes in good though. 3.4 ERA last year. I don't know.
I
How
don't know,
far?
went through
What was
whip.
Bassett's ERA this year?
I think it was like 3.9. I want to say 3.9.
Let me look it up real quick. Chris
But I also
Bassett ERA
I bet
3.96.
I bet you Bassett had a lower whip.
1.33. Giolito was
Oh,
1.29.
1.29. Damn. All right. I guess that's it. Fine.
All right.
Guess you go good for
Giolito
that.
goes in good despite James being upset about it.
He's another guy where and it's happened last year, he wound up in the wrong ballpark. But like, if he winds up back on the Red Sox, I think that ERA could easily be a 4.1. Like, he just has that kind of pitch mix right now where sometimes that fastball gets up to 96 and it looks great with the induced vertical break on it, the rising action. Sometimes it's just 94 and it gets fucking tattooed. So it's just, you don't know really which Lucas Giolito you're getting, and I hate pitchers like that.
Yeah, he'd be great in San Francisco. Let him play in
Great.
that big ballpark.
But like, I'd so much rather have Dylan Cease than him. I'm staring at these guys staring back at me in the same tier, and it makes me want to puke.
I know, but you are right. Dylan Cease back up.
So Dylan Cease back up. Let's see where he lands.
Put him
Back
back
to
up.
All-Star. Back up. That's
All right.
fun.
Luis Arias. So I'm about to do something gross. I think we've now gone too much in the direction with Luis Arias, where he is not the best hitter in baseball. I don't give a shit what his average is. But also, I kind of do care what his average is, because if he's going to hit for a high average and get on base 35% of the time,
Yeah.
that is a good player.
100%.
Right now, we're having the conversations about him as being like mid. And I think, truthfully, he probably is closer to being a good player than he is a mid player.
I think so too. I'm proud of you for coming to those terms with yourself. Is this because we were texting our friend today and we were talking a lot about situational hitting?
No, it's not, actually. It doesn't have to do with that text. I've been having these takes publicly for a minute now on old Giraffe Neck Mark. I just don't want Luis Arias hitting second. I want him hitting seventh on my team. Is that fair to say? Like, he'd be such a 6-7 hitter, even sixth.
Totally. And this is a concept that comes from the fantasy baseball world. I think it also applies to the way the major league teams will build out their squads, where you kind of build in the way you think about the production you're going to get from certain positions. And to have a guy like Luis Arias, whose defensive value takes him off every position on the diamond except for first base,
That's the problem.
knowing your first baseman is only going to hit 5 to 10 home runs, you kind of need to make sure you've insulated that with power elsewhere. While it is valuable to have a guy like Luis Arias who peppers the ball nonstop, but like you said, don't really want that in the second hole because he clogs up the bases. He will never hit a home run. It's just you're not really gapping a lot of balls. You're not really getting a lot of extra base hits, really setting up a big inning. But you can
Should
set
we go
him
an
up.
average then, though?
I think you should go on average. I think Luis Arias is a fine player. I think if Luis Arias has a 2-win season next year, you'd be like, nice. That makes sense.
You take that every single day of the week.
Yeah, and I think on the right team with the right fit, with the right insulation of like profiles, archetypes of players around him, Luis Riaz still can be a very good cog in a machine.
I also keep forgetting he can't play second base. He just
Not
can't
at
do
all.
it. And at
Has to play
first base,
first. He's not good
it's
either.
no, it's pretty impossible. All right, Luis Rengifo.
Ugh. Why is he even on
It
here?
was just well because it was a year ago. Where what do you have like 800 OPS a year ago in
Yeah, I guess.
2024 and 2023, and OPS combined over 700 plate appearances of around 770. The problem is last year, probably one of the worst players in baseball that got 500 plate appearances.
Yeah, and again, like when Renifo did that last year, that was what, a 250 plate appearance sample, 300 plate appearances, and it also still came with never hitting the ball hard. You know how much we don't really like those guys who have like a pop up batting average who never hit the ball hard.
Yeah, I'm good to put him in mid.
And Renifo does that thing that confuses people where you're like, oh my God, he's so versatile. He can play all these positions. No, it's because he just stinks at all of them. He's just moving around to try and figure that thing out.
It's the Willie Castro conundrum.
At least Castro's good at some of them. Renifo's good
Is
at
he?
none of them. I think he is. Let's,
I don't know. We'll see.
all right. Well, come up. He's coming up soon, so we'll figure it out.
Luke Weaver, James.
Oh, Luke Weaver. I mean, Yankee fans, look away. This is like the worst pitcher ever just now in the playoffs. I think it was shout out Cutter is King. He had a tweet that was like Trey Savage had to give up. I think it was 438 consecutive runs or 385 consecutive runs without recording an out to have a higher playoff ERA than Luke Weaver.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, but he's still probably an average reliever at least who could stretch into good.
Yeah, he's a guy who I think the Yankees will probably bring back, but he is a DFA
You said the
candidate
Angels?
if he doesn't. Yankees. I said Yankees. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the Yankees will bring him back, but he's a DFA candidate if he continues to pitch poorly.
Yeah, just he is. But that was, God, there was a lot of Yankee fans too who had the takes how much they trusted Luke Weaver more than every guy in the bullpen heading into it. And like
I wonder what it's like to be that stupid.
Oof.
Marcell Ozuna.
You'll have the jail tier?
No jail tier.
Damn.
He hits hard, that's for sure. Where are we putting him, James?
Well, I mean, it's too hard. But I don't think he's that good anymore, and he can't play the field. He's definitely mid to me.
I'm cool with it, and he's a garbage person. Fuck Marcell Ozuna.
Yeah, fuck him forever. He's the worst.
Max Kepler. My gut tells me average.
Yeah, I think Max Kepler and Austin Hayes cross each other in the hallway and shake hands.
That's why I put them right next to each other.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, that platoon of Austin Hayes, Max Kepler is going to fucking smack for the Cleveland Guardians this year.
It would be the most production they've ever gotten out of the right field position, at least in the last couple of years.
Yeah, in the last couple of years. But yeah, I think he's average. Merrill Kelly. This is Chris Bassett, isn't it?
It kind of is. It's a different version of Chris Bassett. These two and the other two guys who I would love to hang out with both of them together. Like this would be a great beer crew.
God, such good beers. And I bet you they just have incredible stories too. All time baseball guys. Here's my argument for Merrill Kelly and good over Chris Bassett. Who are you taking? Merrill Kelly or Lucas Giolito next year?
I would take Merrill Kelly.
Let's put him in good.
Yeah, I was honestly going to argue him for good. I think he's a slightly better version of Chris Bassett at this point. Like Merrill Kelly, 2 of his last 3 years has been borderline elite. He got traded for like the second biggest haul at this past trade deadline. So major league teams clearly value the things he can do. He just doesn't throw hard. He's not a big guy, but he's so adept at the shadows. He's one of these just shadow dwellers. I love pitchers like that. Just here's a little cutter, here's a little sinker, here's a little changeup, just off the plate. Make a decision. You can't.
Your guy, Michael King, where are we putting him?
That's a hard one. I mean,
very hard. Pause.
You know when Michael King's on, like he's on. He's to me right now is the better version of what we're considering Brandon Woodruff, where I know this guy's quite good. I just don't know how many innings I'm getting out of him. That to me probably still is all-star.
I'm cool with it. I think that even though we saw the velo down last year, give me a healthy winner, good spring training. Michael King can be this all-star tier, and I think it's more likely he goes there than he falls off, in my opinion.
Yeah, the fall off is only if he's so hurt that he can't pitch anymore. But if he's healthy, and again, last year some of the stats got bad because the Padres were just so desperate because they had no other pitchers in their organization. That stats did look poor. But then you're like only 105 innings once his entire career. It's like what can he do? But on the mound, he's elite.
Miguel Andujar, big reason why the Reds made the playoffs. Kind of a fun little player, but I think the best you could put him is average, probably, right?
Yeah, I think the fact that we're putting a lot of these platoon-style bats, guys that can kind of be spark plugs on bad teams in that average tier, like that's fine. Another guy who the Cleveland Guardians should be dreaming of Miguel Andujar on the club next year. Dreaming. The Pirates, my God,
They would kill. Oh, he might be the Pirates' starting first baseman next year.
First baseman, left fielder. He might be, but I mean, he's been a Pirate already a couple times in his career. But
Bring
they
him
would definitely
back.
they would definitely take him back.
How about Miggy Rowe, the World Series hero? Where are we putting Miguel Rojas?
Elite. Give that guy his flowers. Put him up there.
I'm not
The,
putting him in elite.
the Windup loves Miguel Rojas. We've chastised him once. And he became one of the greatest heroes in World Series history. Put him in elite.
What if I am the bigger man and I put him in good?
I mean, I think that's almost worse than elite. At least we put him in elite, like it's so clearly a meme. But if you put him in good, it's like, do you guys actually think he's good?
All right, fine. Let's put him in elite. Just see what people say in the comment section that skip to the end, because that would be really fun.
Yeah, but this is also I sent you this tweet the other day. So it was from the Dodgers official account when they weirdly acquired Will Klein from the Mariners for wind-up favorite Joe Jacques, and they didn't cut Miguel Rojas. Every single reply, DFA Miggy. No, Miggy Rowe's
Yep.
still on my team. Get it done, Dodgers. Get rid of him. What does he even do? Picture of Miguel Rojas. Why is Miggy Rowe still on my team? Why is this not a DFA Miguel Rojas tweet? DFA Rojas. I'm just reading the replies in order right now. Where's DFA Rojas? Post DFA Rojas now. You misspelled Miguel Rojas. It's more junk. Revolving door of scrubs continues. Are all fan bases the same? Like, what the hell is wrong
Yes.
with us?
All exactly the same. And I might
Unreal.
have to retweet a couple of those after we're done recording just to stir some stuff up on a Tuesday night.
Let's make it go.
Mike Yastrzemski. Where are we putting him?
Again, Austin Hayes, Max Kepler, Mike Yastrzemski. These are the future corner outfield potential options for the Cleveland Guardians, and they should be signing as many as they can.
I think these guys have like a meeting every year. They just hang out. They're like Spider-Man meme. They point at each other.
It's like, do you guys like being platoon corner outfielders who have some defensive value and have pretty good arms? Yeah, me too. I mean, Yastrzemski has like one of the best arms in the league, so
Yeah,
don't
he's a
want to put him
cannon.
down there with Austin Hayes. But
I think Kepler has a cannon too.
yeah, they both have cannons. Austin Hayes is the one that doesn't have a cannon. It's just again, the Royals would love to have him back. Like, he played really well for them down the stretch. Was a reason they almost even stuck into the playoffs. But fun platoon bench bat, fun fourth outfielder.
Munetaka Murakami.
Mm.
He's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting to see how he adjusts to Major League Baseball. Apparently struggles with things that Major League Baseball pitchers do, throw a lot of off speed and throw hard. So I don't know how his game plays, but he hit 50 fucking home runs a year in the MPB. Like, the ceiling is crazy high. It's just the floor might be crazy low.
He also hit, I'm seeing right now from the Yaku Cosmopolitan, a grand slam off a 99-mile-per-hour fastball from Roki in spring training 2022.
Okay.
So he has hit that one time, but it's just the players like Murakami who are going to have crazy power. You're always going to have more swing and miss. Friend of the channel, Lance Brosdowski, did a great video breaking all of these players down a few weeks ago. Talked a lot about how while Murakami's swing and miss doesn't look good compared to his fellow compatriots in Japan, if you compare the swing and miss in the MPB to a lot of the guys in the major leagues who hit for similar levels of just damage, hit the ball hard, hit the ball in the air, it's not as crazy. Of course, that's
Okay.
MPB numbers compared to major league numbers, and he has no defensive value, so I'd still even maybe regretfully put him in good, but this also might be a similar thing where now we might be going too hard against Munetaka Murakami when there could be a 40 homer back coming over.
I'm okay with putting him in All-Star if you are.
I was going to still say good, but if you want to do All-Star, I'm down to have it.
He's going to get paid like it. That's the thing that makes me think that this is probably
Someone
the right
knows.
ranking, even though we might, swerve or zig when they zag kind of thing.
And yeah, just because he hasn't hit velocity yet doesn't mean he can't. He's never really had the chance to practice much against it. Like, he's going to see more velocity in a fucking spring training game next year than he's seen in the last 3 years in the MPB. So it might be kind of an up and down thing. Like, maybe don't judge the Munetaka Murakami signing the second it happens, but this is someone that could be a player.
How about Paul Goldschmidt? Does he got anything left in the tank? I don't think so.
No, I think he's mid.
Yep, he's mid.
Also,
Pete
I'll say something else. I
Oh,
got to
go
fix
for it.
something. That was Okamoto who hit that home run off Roki Sasaki, not Murakami. The
Oh,
tweet had
shit.
both their names in it.
Oh, God. All right, well, All-Star for Murakami still.
It keeps him in there, but still, we got to say that about
Pete
Okamoto.
Alonso. So here's what I say. I put him in elite, but he's not like Kyle Tucker.
I think
Yeah?
that means he's all-star.
Yeah, but he's so much better than the guys in All-Star, I feel like.
Is he so much better in terms
Yeah, he's
of
hitting
like?
40 home runs. He's hitting 250. He's got an OPS approaching 900.
Yeah, he does, but like, I think Bo Bichette's had a bunch of 850 OPS seasons. Same with Bregman. I don't think they're going to. I mean, Bichette could in the future. I don't think Bregman will, but
What's
Pete
worse,
won't-
bad defense at shortstop or bad defense at first base?
average defense at shortstop or bad defense at first base? That's probably more of the question, right?
Yes, I don't know. I think this was Bo's highest OPS year, by the way. It's 840. His career OPS is 806.
Okay, yeah, so maybe I'm wrong about that. I mean,
And
based on the
Alonso
guys,
career OPS is 857. This year was 871. He's probably more in that 850 range.
Alonso is going to get a bigger contract than Bellinger, but I don't think he's going to get a longer contract than Bo. And Bregman's the one who's the wild card there for sure. Even on 1 year deals this year, Bregman made what, 11
True,
million more
true.
dollars than Pete
Yeah.
Alonso, and they both had similar contracts.
It just
There's
hurts me to
so,
put Pete below Schwarber like that, but I guess
well, I mean, I was advocating for Schwarber in the All Star tier as well, but I guess we can't really do that now. I mean, we could just leave All Star, elite Edwin Diaz, Kyle Tucker, Mickey Rowe. I love
I'd be
Pete.
willing to put. Oh man, he's so good, Pete.
Pete's so good at the things that we probably care more about than like a major league front office, right? Like that
Okay, so
stuff.
we're ranking this, not the Major League front
Well, that's
office.
what I'm saying. But the fear with Pete is that the glove is so bad. What if not this? Because we're talking about Schwarber. What if Pete just didn't play the field? Where would you rank him?
That elite.
All right, just do that. See, again, we have the right to change any of these as we keep moving through.
Like if he doesn't play the field, he's just he's a lighter version of Kyle Schwarber, but probably weirdly more consistent hitting the ball, but not hitting 56 home runs.
I mean, this year, how good Schwarber was, but if you compare the last, I mean, again, because Pete also has had two not so good years before this one. So again, they're both strange players, and also we have to grade this based on the other players that are on this list,
Yeah.
and this is a bit of a softer free agent class than most years. That kind of pushes the value for Pete and Schwarber up in again this class.
Rizel Iglesias. Loki had a good year. I think at the absolute worst, he's good.
Yeah, I was going to advocate for Raisel Iglesias still to be in the All Star tier. We love
Yeah,
when
I'm
relievers
cool
get
with it.
old, but they have a lot of pitches. And he's still, he's still sitting 95. He still strikes a bunch of guys out. I think the Braves are really just going to bring him back, but I think Raisel probably still has one or two quite good seasons in there, despite last year just kind of smoke and mirroring the whole way through.
Yeah, I'm cool with
2
putting
years
him in
ago.
All-Star. ERA's low, pretty good K rate still. He's just a good reliever. Like he's a guy that you can trust to close out games, and the stuff is nasty. Ranger Suarez. Ooh, where are we putting Ranger?
You see, this is fun because now we're just talking about players, not contracts. So it kind of frees us up to really be, I think, a little bit more honest rather than trying to like we've been struggling with in this forecasting what teams think of these guys.
Yeah.
Ranger Suarez is straight up an all-star pitcher. I have no doubt about
Glad
that.
you said that. Glad you said that.
Because
Contract-wise, I don't want to give him a 6-year contract by any
no.
means, but next year, he's going to have like a 3.2 ERA probably.
And it's so funny that this was like a big debate this year. Is Ranger Suarez an all-star? The whole Jacob Mizorowski thing. Everyone conveniently forgot about that. But he's just that good. So many tools, so many weapons, such good command. He's truthfully, he's fucking awesome.
Yeah, Ranger's really good. I'm glad that was an easy conversation. Robert Suarez. Saves King. We're waiting for the blow up, but it hasn't happened yet, so maybe it won't?
No, I think people kind of disrespect him because they remember him blowing a lot of saves in big spots, which he does. Like Robert Suarez has blown some big saves in big spots, but he's year over year, guy's remarkably consistent. He really is. I think he's still a great closer. And the fact he still sits 99, 34 years old, like you got years before you could really expect any kind of serious downturn from Robert Suarez. Like I think he's still all-star.
Yeah, I was going to put him in All-Star too. I don't think he's with Edwin, though, up there in Elite.
No, he's not. He's close. He's not super far.
Ryan Helsley will be good next year.
Oh my God.
So I want to put him in good, but holy shit, he was so bad with the Mets.
Yeah, fuck. This is like the worst one on here. Because the worst part. It's going to hurt even more next July when they're like Ryan Helsley redemption with the Reds or whoever the fuck he winds up pitching for. It's like Ryan Helsley has a 1.97 ERA. Ryan, how'd you do? Just getting out of New York, figuring things out, simplifying all this. You're gonna hear all this bullshit, and you're gonna know it's just a lot of bad luck and nonsense of why he was so bad with the Mets. But it's just I got hot just even hearing his name and seeing his face.
So where you want to put him?
I mean, good or average, I guess. I mean, people will
Fuck him, put him in average.
Yeah, well, next year he might be all-star, but right now he's still average.
This is our tier list. Fuck Ryan Helsley. He killed the Mets. You just be good for 4 innings, man. We would have made the fucking playoffs, but
1 inning.
Yeah, 1 inning, honestly. Ryan O'Hearn. He is a platoon guy for sure, but he's a better platoon guy. I lean good with him because he'll mash righties, but I don't know how much better he was going to be than he was in Baltimore. Like he went to the Padres and wasn't that good.
No, I still definitely like him in good. And this is also what being a really good hitting first baseman can make you an elite. Being a really good defensive first baseman can just make you good.
Yeah, and I feel like he's in that good tier.
Yeah.
Salvi, real quick, we don't know at the moment if he's getting his club option picked up or not. We're going to rank him as if it didn't. This might suck, but you're 40 minutes into this video, so get over it. I think Salvi's probably average now too, like with JT Realmuto.
I'd still say he's good. He's better than Real Muto at this point.
Is he? He's such a bad catcher now. Like he pretty much can't really play that position.
I mean, truthfully, like if you want to talk
I
about
guess he
what
hits
baseball's
30 home runs though.
yeah, he still does that, and he's not going to get on base, but he still can throw everybody in the league out. And even if he can't
True.
throw everybody in the league out, he still has the reputation that he can, and no one runs on him. And he still hits the baseball incredibly hard, despite just swinging every single pitch he sees.
What if I told you Salvi's on base percentage was 284 this year?
Oh, I'm looking at it. I know, but it's look at the 30 homers at least, and I still think he's giving you something behind the plate because again, you're so afraid of him back there.
Okay.
No one ran the Kansas City Royals this year. I think they gave up something like 45 stolen base on the season as a team. Like it was obscene how little they ran on Salvador Perez.
All right, I love Salvi, so I'll keep him in good. What about Bieber? Are you a believer?
I want to be, but I think a lot of people are more of believers than I am. So it kind
I'm
of
in the
pushes
same
me
boat as
down
you.
him a bit. Like I don't know where Shane Bieber winds up next year in terms of innings pitched, in terms of his effectiveness. I still think he's a good pitcher, but 115 innings with like a 3.6 with between a 3.4 and a 3.8 is like that's not an all-star for sure. But
No, he's definitely not all-star. I think we're having
but
the
it's
conversation.
better than good.
Maybe.
Right?
I don't know. He throws like 92, 93, and
But he was really good when he was still throwing 93, 94. And I still think he can be around there. And he still has the nasty breakers. And there were some times this year where he did flash that he was still going to be a high-end guy. Then there were times where he couldn't really get anybody out. Like he's a 3-star there on a World Series contender. I think that's fair to say. I think Blue Jays fans would agree with that at this point too. Yeah. But that's still at least good. It's at least good. It's probably not that different from Brandon Woodruff. That's probably where I have to put him.
I was going to comp. I was going to be like, Brandon Woodruff for him, who are you taking? And you'd be like, they're probably both the same.
But I'm so taking both those guys over Lucas Giolito. Not even close.
So then get your boy, put him down in average then.
Yeah, hell yeah.
There you go. Put Giolito down in average. All right. But then does Dylan Cease move back down to good?
I don't know. Let's think about where the next guy goes, and then we can figure it out.
I mean, shame on the Cubs for declining his option. Shota is a good pitcher. There's no doubt he's good. I think he might have gotten overrated at times, and that's big for me being a Shota hater when the Mets were rumored to him. Because I was like, I don't know. We probably don't see pitchers like this because they probably don't work. And as we've gotten more innings under Shota, the effectiveness has gotten way worse.
Way worse. And the home runs have gotten way worse too. So there's two sides to that coin. One,
still had a whip under one, though. That's kind of sick.
Which is insane. But yeah, isn't there a weird thing where home runs don't count against whip? No, that's not.
No,
there's something that home runs don't count against.
Home runs don't count against.
Is it like home? Is it like oh, fuck? What the? It's one of those stupid stats.
Oh,
home runs don't count
BABIP.
against.
Home runs don't count for BABIP.
Yeah, that's it. We're like, why not? They really
the
should.
ball is in play.
But it shows that so the home run issue becoming such a serious issue. There's two sides of the same coin here, where it's like one, you just suck. Do hitters just know what's coming? They know where to get that barrel, to get that fastball now and to hit you out? Or two, is it just a shit ton of bad batted ball luck over and over again? Because home run rates oscillate a lot year to year. So if next year you get Shota with a way better home run rate, he could just once again have a 3.4 ERA over 140 innings. Like that's super in the range of outcomes for Shota, which is again, shame on the Cubs for letting him go for $13 million luxury tax hit. That's Tyler Anderson money. They didn't want to pay Shota Tyler Anderson money. Yeah, literally to be the 3 or 4 starter in their rotation. It's embarrassing for a team that had the third highest revenue in baseball 2 years ago. A team that is not motivated to win. And there were so many Cubs fans in my mentions on Twitter when this move happened that were just licking the boots of Tom Ricketts for no good reason. Being, oh, we love our billionaire. He's doing such great things for our ball club. That guy is a broke boy, or at least he pretends he is. I still think Schultz is just good, though.
I agree. I think he's in the good tier. Next season will be a big indicator because the K rate dropped like an insane amount from 2024 to 2025.
Yeah. And maybe it doesn't come back, but maybe it does a little bit, just enough.
This is Taylor Rogers. Weirdly, I think he's actually still a pretty good reliever, especially from the left side.
Yeah, he gets the credit for being the lefty. A lefty that can still hang out with above average velocity for a lefty, because lefties and righties, very different average fastball velocity. Righties push almost 95.5 now. Lefties are closer to 93. Like the fact that you can still do that, he's still a good reliever.
Yeah, I'll put him in the good tier. Want to just do his brother real quick too? Twin brothers, but they throw different. They're identical twins. It doesn't make any sense to me, I think. But Tyler Rogers is an interesting scenario where the ERA is always low, the WHIP's always low, gets no strikeouts. We kind of experience it as Mets fans seeing the Tyler Rogers experience. I still like him as a reliever. Does he go in All-Star though?
I think he still goes an all-star. I
Okay.
mean, he has so much history as being an elite contact suppressor, and we saw the worst version of a guy like Tyler Rogers, where it was small sample Tyler Rogers. I don't want small
Yes.
sample Tyler Rogers. I
That's
want to
true. That's true.
stretch that sample out, baby. Give me as many Tyler Rogers innings as possible. Let those shit blue batted balls actually find gloves instead of bleeding through the hole and falling 16 inches in front of Cedric Mullins' glove.
Good check on me there, because that was definitely a little recency bias.
Yeah, a little bit of hate in your heart.
Gosh, I really hate the 2025 Mets so much.
Still do.
Trent Grisham.
So we have to kind of think about the other players of similar positions here. He's definitely just better than the Austin Hayes, Max Kepler, Yastrzemski group, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So he's got to
It's
be good.
between good and all-star, right?
Oh, so I was going to say comfortably good.
Okay, so then we put him in good. Yeah, he's going to
Yeah.
give you 20 to 30 home runs a year, gets on base, plays a pretty good center field.
Yeah, now I'm staring at Josh Naylor, staring back at me now. I'm starting to think maybe we should bump him.
To all-star?
Yeah, he kind of fits a little bit better, right?
I mean, he still is like a 130 WRC plus a year guy. That's
Could be-
pretty good.
Yeah, again, we're moving these all around. So if you guys quit 20 minutes ago,
What we didn't do for some guys, which is what like with Ranger, you're like, I wouldn't give him the contract. He kind of did it with Naylor.
you're totally right about that. And we also didn't do it with Pete. So we do have to kind of reassess and adjust our expectations for those types of players.
Cool. We made the adjustment. The windup, we're perfect over here. Tyler Molly.
Ugh.
He's actually an interesting free agent. I think he's better than people might be giving him credit for.
I think so too, but it was such a weird season with injury. I don't know how deep of fantasy baseball leagues you guys play in, but I was really hot on the Tyler Molly situation all summer long because he started the year blazing hot.
Insane.
Then all of a sudden, he's out with shoulder soreness. And then you didn't get an update for 2.5 months. Nothing happened. He was going to be a guy at the trade deadline who had people after him. But the thing that was cool about Tyler Molly is he did snap back for 2 starts at the end of the season. So seeing that happen, I'm just checking where his velocity was on those 2 starts at the end of the season right now too, just to see really quickly. He still got that fastball up into the mid 90s. So 93, but still for Tyler Molly, that's kind of okay with his fastball shape. So he's probably still good.
Does having a sub 20% K rate scare you at all?
Oh yeah, a ton.
So then to
Maybe
me,
he still just winds up average. You don't know about the workload.
yeah, I think I put him
That's
in
fair.
average because Bieber and Woodruff and those guys there and Merrill Kelly, like they're just better.
Yeah, they're way
I
much
think.
better and more reliable.
Yeah, Tyler Molly in the good tier. We have a few more guys here. Victor Caratini. Loki had a great season for the Astros. Took over a lot of the catching when Yainer Diaz was stinking it up.
Yeah,
I
especially,
low-key think Caratini's kind of good.
I think so too. But Caratini's not a good defender. And I
Is
think
he
that's
not? I thought that was his
no.
thing.
I think it used to be his thing. I think this year was bad. I think it might have been he was okay in the smaller
Ooh,
samples.
Yeah, he was horrible this year, especially in the run game. He was atrocious.
Astros got murdered in the run game this year with a combination of Caratini and Diaz. Terrible.
He's average for sure then. But then that makes me think that JT should go in good.
Yeah, you think that? Just because of the run game, but JT he still can't hit. I don't know if he can hit. Caratini might be mid deck. Caratini might be mid deck. Caratini is a barely above average hitter, and he's a bad defender. He might be
he's
mid.
probably just mid then. All right. He's a great backup. Great backup.
Great backup. Seems like a
I'd
vibes
love to
guy.
see JT Realmuto start and Victor Caratini be his backup.
It's perfect. I mean, maybe if the Padres didn't have Freddie Fermin, they'd be all over that.
Willie Castro, James, we finally get to talk about him. Talk about one of the
It
worst
stinks.
free agent or trade deadline acquisitions. He was like not even a real baseball player for the Cubs in the second half. He was horrible.
No, and again, like you said before, he is just kind of bad at the positions, but he plays them all.
I'm down to put him in mid. He is just, you don't want him starting every day. You want him really on your team, besides being like the 26th guy.
I'm cool with that.
Yohan Moncada, Loki kind of had a nice season with the Angels. He can't play third, but he kind of mashed. I am weirdly optimistic about Moncada. Weirdly.
Kind of mashed. He kind of mashed. Like this.
He had a 784 OPS.
No, I know that. And he still has the big bat speed, which we like. He might be one of the actual worst defenders in Major League Baseball. Like, I think
he's a DH.
Yeah, it's kind of easy to say that once you're getting a DH, you hope stretches to a 770 OPS. Like, that's average is a real stretch here.
Okay.
If you want stand-up business, I'll let you stand up business, though.
I'm going to put him in average.
All right, here we go.
Him and Miguel Andujar, they're kind of the same-ish, aren't they?
I mean, you could probably trade them both for Mike Trout.
Oh, God. Last three guys, got a couple Zachs here, all
Different
spelled
spellings.
different ways, which is crazy. How does that even happen? We have a ZAC, ZACH, ZACK. We're talking about ZAC, Zach Gallen first.
Proud of
I
you.
think he's getting disrespected too right now.
I think so. I'm proud of you for nailing all three of those Zach spellings, though. Truthfully,
Thank you, thank you.
this late in the day. I mean, I guess for me it's late for you. It's not late, but he's getting disrespected. But I still can't put him above good. Just because
No, yeah, no. He was going to
okay,
good for me.
because
Yeah.
we've seen the kind of the descent over the last few years for Zach Gallen when people kind of thought he was at least approaching being a frontline guy. He just simply isn't.
Probably
But
this is like his floor. He's good, you're comfortable, good. You want him in your team. Someone's going to pay him.
this was a fucking dog shit floor. He's still one of the worst pitchers in baseball. But at least the second half evened out a bit for him. Like
Yeah.
there were moments of consistency that we didn't get to see from him in the first half, and still trust the curveball. Like, it's still a good pitch.
I'm laughing about it. His floor was dog shit, but
His floor was miserably bad. She nailed that.
I just like Zach Allen.
Yeah, Jersey boy. That's why.
Jersey boy. Zach Eflin. This is your guy, James. Where do you want to put your boy? Because he had a awful year as well.
Yeah, a couple bad ones in a row here. And he keeps getting injured, like the most disgusting, horrible injuries you could ever imagine. Zach Eflin back in the day had surgery to repair his knees. He gained like 6 miles an hour on his fastball when he was young in the minor leagues. This year, his back was just destroyed. So you're kind of scared of, like, when a guy's pitching without his legs early in his career, he's using all of his back. And the back gives out when he's 31 years old instead of 37 like the old guys. But I still want to believe there's a decent pitcher in there. I still love the command. I still love the deep mix of pitches. I know he should be mid, but my heart's still telling me average.
Okay, no, I'm cool with average because I was going to put him in average. I'm
Okay.
willing to see one more season before I give up on Zach Allen being a major league starting pitcher.
Yeah, truthfully, just exactly one more try for Zach Eflin here.
That's it. That's all he's got though, and also just be healthy. Like if his back's bothering him again, he's probably toast.
Yeah, which is a shame. Again, it definitely also comes from the fact that he was misdiagnosed as a kid, never got the knees fixed, pitched too much with his back. It's going to be the best it never was.
Zach Littell, aka Righty Shota, he
Yeah.
doesn't walk anybody, but he can't strike anybody out either. I just also don't really care for Zach Littell. He's a 5-starter on teams, right?
Totally, but we got something. We got these 4 5 stars down there in the average tier, and I think the fact that Zach Littell was able to keep
Well,
the ball inside the Great American Ballpark is like, I really think this guy can grind his way out to a 3.8 in any team in the league at this point.
oh yeah, I was gonna put him in average. He's not
Okay, good.
Adrian Hauser. Yeah.
I was making sure you weren't admitting Zach Littell here because a lot of contending teams love to have Zach Littell on the back end
Zach Littell has done a lot for me in fantasy baseball, having that relief pitcher eligibility. I would never
all the
call
time,
him mid.
forever.
Never.
190 innings this year with a 1-1 whip on a playoff team. Like, that's you tip the cap for that one.
That's a professional right there. We respect Zach Littell on the windup. And
Always.
hopefully you guys respect our rankings. Let us know in the comment section what you think about the tier list. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe. James, take the outro. I'm dying.
Mark's dying over here. Both boys got sick right after the World Series ended. But if you guys want to follow us at the Windup, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, follow Mark on Twitter.
Draft Nick Mark with a C.
Follow him everywhere, not just Twitter. Follow me, James Shiano. Thank you guys so much. We'll catch you later on this week. See you next time.